Hello YouTubers, Hemi Technoid here, and today we're going to finish up the job we started when we took upon ourselves to fix up this C3RX by C3PO. What we're going to do today to finish it up is we're going to spray the potentiometers and the switches to clean them up so everything will be back, back to original status. Is good cleaning, good sounding, no scratching pots, no clicking switches, no intermittence anythings. So yeah, and what I've done is I've taken the cabinet off again so I can gain access to all the areas that need to be sprayed and spritzed and so forth. And the main concern I'm going to be with today is down in here, and that's these front potentiometers right there. We're looking to spray those, and they're behind here, and you can see the bodies. There's one on the right, and there's one in the middle, and then there's one off to the side there. Okay, and we're going to spritz those. And then over here on the side, you see all the switches that are right here. These are switches, and you want to get those as well. Okay, so we're going to spritz all those and get those nice and clean. And one of the things that I really want to let you know about spritzing stuff and cleaning it is, man, you need to have a set of safety goggles. Because if you're spraying this stuff down into your machine and you hit a spot where it wants to, reflect back into your face, and your eyes are open, so guess what? You got chemicals in your eyes now. And that's not good. It's happened to me. It's not pleasant. Yeah, the first thing you want to do is hurry up and flush that stuff out. And get that chemicals out of your eyes and follow the instructions on whatever they say to do in case you get the chemicals in your eyes. So, yeah, and the chemical that we're going to use today is this super duper stuff that I get from where I work. It's called Super Contact Clean by MG Chemicals. And I'm telling you, this is like magic juice. This will take the worst potentiometers, worst switches, and it will bring them back to almost new if they can. If they can be. If there's something wrong with them, like they got hit with a hammer or whatever, this stuff ain't going to help. But if they're just dirty, this will clean them to new. You'll get new performance out of old switches and potentiometers. So this is the good stuff. I'm telling you, it comes in a little can because you don't need much. Just a couple little spritzes, and then you move the switches around, and boom, you're back in business. Okay, so let me get around to the back here. I'm going to go around and get around the back here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and spritz. See, I got the spritzy thing in there. Okay, and I need more light. Hold on, I'm going to pause. Okay, you can see down in there, you can see the potentiometers. And to be fair, I'm going to tell you that I have already cleaned them. I've already spritzed down in there. So I'm just going to point where I spritz. Like I spritzed on that one, and then I spritzed on that one. If I can get the needle there. Yeah, it's just kind of a rough deal to do one-handed with the camera. And then there's the third one over here that I spritzed. And you see, I put a little napkin to prevent any overspray getting onto the belts and the motors, because that's nothing you want to have happen. You don't want to get chemicals on your brand new belt that you just changed out, and then the chemical is going to start to eat away at the rubber, and then you're going to have to change your belt again in 6 months or so. So you don't want that to happen. And then over here on the side, there are the switches, and I spritzed in there. You can see, let me see if I can get the camera. Yeah, I spritzed in on there. And those all got nice and cleaned. Okay, those are the switch sides, the access to them. Okay, and now that was done, and I just showed you where everything went, the spray and so forth. But there's still some other ones that need to be done. Now, let me show you those. Okay, now on the front here, you see there's adjustments for the bias record calibration, and there's another little switch there. Well, yeah, you can't gain access to that from above. You have to get it from beneath. So what I'm going to have to do is put the cabinet back on so I can flip it over and remove a plate. There's a metal plate down there that covers up, and I can gain access to those potentiometers and switch, and I will clean those too. Okay, so be back in a second. So I flipped C3PO over on his back now, And to gain access to those other potentiometers I need to spritz, these ones right here, yeah, I had to take this panel off, and there's 7 screws that hold it on. I removed the screws, and there goes the panel. Okay, and that exposes the underside of this circuit board, and also the potentiometers right there, if I can keep from getting the shadow. But yeah, there they are right there, and there's the switch, and I just need to get in there and spray it. So that's what's going to happen next. Okay, now what you are seeing here is I've tilted C3PO up on his face, and I'm able to do that because of the rack handles I have, and it lifts it up nicely, and none of the knobs or switches get, you know, bunged on the tabletop. But yeah, I needed to gain access to these little guys down in here. These little guys down in here, there's 4 of them, and my concern was that if I had it upside down, the excess spray was going to migrate upwards into the VU meters, and I didn't want that happening. So I figured I might as well let gravity work for me and pull the excess spray away, and I did. So that's why I've got it tilted up like this, and then I've got a napkin back there to catch any excess spray. And I've already sprayed them, and you know, turned them, and you know, and made, you know, put them through their paces, twisted them and so forth to spread around the cleaner. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reassemble, put the bottom part back on, and then run through some tests to see if these pots are scratching or not. And I should be able to tell by any indications on the VU meters, because it was doing it before I cleaned them. So if they don't do it now, it means the cleaning worked. So back in a moment. Okay, so here we are back with C3PO, and he's put all together. All the bottom panels have been reinstalled and the screws put back in, and the adjustment pots have been sprayed and they're cleaned. So what I've got it doing now is the calibration procedure, the supercalifragilisticexpialidration that I spoke of before in a previous video. Now this one, I've got it into the record mode. It's recording and the tape is rolling. Okay, so what we have here is it is in the source position. So this is what is coming directly off of the WAV file being played by the little player, the WAV file player. Okay, and you can see that the knobs, the dial needles are aligned perfectly with the 0 dB, and they're not oscillating, they are spot on. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it to tape to check the calibration, and I've just spent a good 5 minutes getting this thing perfectly calibrated, and you can see that it is calibrated, even though there's a little bit of oscillation. That's from the tape. The tape always has a little bit of oscillation, but yeah, it is spot on. You can see, and it goes by. Oh, there's, see that one little switch there, that switch there, I sprayed it, but if you don't do it right, it has a tendency to want to drop a couple dB, like you see on the left side there. It drops, but then you do it, you flip it a couple times, and it goes back to where it should be. So anyway, yeah, there we are. We're set there, and then back on the tape, and the tape is reading right. So this is a fully calibrated machine now, nicely cleaned, and I can put it back into the rack, and it's ready to go. So thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later.